Hi, now it's working. I'm so excited because I have some things to really share with you about ADHD and how we have to keep looking for the root. Now, what do I mean by the root? And actually, it's many roots, it's not just one root. So, we've got to explore what is causing these symptoms that the children are having. Now, one area is neurodevelopment. That's a broad topic of where the brain develops in certain ways. And if it doesn't develop in certain ways that are positive and built on top of each other um, for a good foundation, then you have all these kinds of symptoms that happen. Like, for instance, the symptoms that you have when your primitive reflexes are not integrated. They are still up there fighting with the adult reflexes and saying, "Oh no, go this way," and then that causes adrenaline to go to the brain. The brain says, "To have some help, send up some adrenaline," and then you've got that adrenaline rush that causes lots of different behaviors. So a broad topic could be neurodevelopment, where we're looking for root causes, and we're going to be exploring a bunch of those as we go through. And another broad topic is behavioral. So, what do I mean by that? Well, we all have a sin nature we're born with, and some behaviors just get us what we want. So, sometimes these things that are on the checklist, these behaviors are getting them something. They get them either positive or negative intensity. Children crave intensity, and so they're going to do whatever it takes to get some intensity, whether it's positive or negative. We'll talk about that more another time. The other broad area that we're going to really delve into today is chemical. Now, what do I mean by chemical? Well, everything that happens in our body is either electrical or chemical. And as we take things into our body, it changes our chemistry. So, as we delve into this, if you have found value in this channel, I would just ask that you would help other hurting families like yours find this information by liking, subscribing, commenting. All of those things can help us get the reach out so more families have things to do other than medication and coping and compensating. So do that for me. And then now we're going to delve into what it is to be this chemical reaction. Well, the top of the list is allergies. If the child is allergic to something, then their body's going to react chemically, and that just comes out in behaviors. I was years ago, my dad was telling me this story that when he went to the allergist for his allergy shot, he would be in the waiting room waiting with all these different people, and they would be doing prick tests on different children. They would come out and prick them and come check them a little bit later. And he noticed this sweet little boy, probably about 6 years old, over in the corner. And he was playing, just having a fun time in the waiting room until they pricked him with tomatoes. And my dad said, if I had not seen it with my own eyes, I would not have believed this was the same boy. He started scratching and clawing and climbing his mom and hitting her and just having this terrible reaction to tomatoes. Oh, my dad said it was just the saddest thing. So sometimes we don't know what kinds of things are happening inside in our children's chemistry. So if you notice that after they eat, they have more behaviors, uh, just be kind of a detective, a behavior detective around food. Maybe do a food log for a week or so and just note, have a place for what they ate, and then the date, of course, and then their behaviors. And just make a note of that and see if you see any correlations. Now, the big things that you want to look for are artificial colors and sweeteners. You want to eliminate them, especially red 40, and that's usually in hot dogs. So be looking around if you're having hot dogs, be looking for behaviors around that time to see if that's one of them. So mainly we've got colors and sweeteners, and then wheat and dairy are the other big ones. So wheat is causes gluten. So you've probably heard a lot about gluten-free diets, or um, gluten is a pretty big topic now. And that's another one to look out for, wheat and dairy. And then some children, soy and corn are biggies for them. So if you don't want to go to an allergist and have, an expensive battery of allergy tests, there's something that you can do on your own. What you want to do is what we call an elimination diet. So what you want to do first is eliminate all of these things: colors, sweeteners, wheat, dairy, soy, corn. So basically, you're down to meat, vegetables, and fruit. So start there and try to stay uh, really strict on that for about 6 weeks. And then one at a time, start adding things back. So add corn back. Corn's in everything. So hopefully that doesn't cause any um, problems. So add corn back. And what you want to do is add it back, just gobs of it. So they've been without for 6 weeks. And then one day you just load them down with wheat, corn tortillas, chips, corn on the cob. Just load them down with it and see if there's a reaction. If there's not, in several days, then go to the next thing. Add some soy and see if there's a reaction. Add dairy back in and see, you get the idea. You've eliminated all these things, and then one at a time. And the reason it's so important to do one at a time is if you added two of them back, you wouldn't know what caused it. So try to be real careful, add one at a time, and then you'll realize if this is the one of the issues that's causing many of the root causes of ADHD type symptoms. They did a study, and I think it was, if my memory serves me right, it was 300 children that were taken off these things that I've mentioned to you, and 72% of them, the symptoms diminished greatly, or sometimes even were eliminated, making it very challenging for that label to be put on them anymore. So, what our real goal is in this whole discussion of ADHD is breaking down all the causes possible and eliminating them so that they don't have that label anymore, or you don't have to get that label and have that label on them. If you have questions, put them in the comments. We'd be glad to get back with you. There's other videos, obviously, on this channel that can help you. And until next time, I just want to encourage you that their struggles are real, but so are their strengths. And your love is the thing that can ignite, ignite their growth so that they don't have these struggles anymore. So hang in there, keep researching, stay with us. We'll be going through more, and you can just start um, making such a difference in your child's life that it won't be even recognizable in a year. Bye.